Mike here, May 1st, 2024. Wanted to share with people a little system I have for cannabis. It's very, very important to have a scale and to weigh your cannabis each use. It will help you in a variety of ways. You'll keep track of when you last took it. Obviously, it will save you money if you are able to better manage your cannabis use by keeping track. Now, previous years, like let's say most of last year, okay, we use that as an example. I would just simply, I was doing too much cannabis for this system to work. I mean, you'd have a list all the way down to the bottom of the page. It would be just, it's a little onerous. So I would still measure it out, but when I was doing 1¼ grams a day, I mean, I would measure out 1¼ grams, okay? I was better able to break it down for a smaller amount. You can still keep track at 1¼ but it's just, like I said, it's a lot more work, and it's, but I think it's still important to do it. I didn't do it, I just simply wrote 1¼ and that was the end of it. With cannabis use at a lower amount, this system is great. You can look at it and you can see right clear the time you took it, the amount, THC, which is very important, the type. Is it a sativa? Is it a hybrid? Is it indica dominant? Is it indica? So you can get it at a glance. During the day, you can say, well, where am I? Okay. At the end, at 5:30 p.m., you can say, well, I'm at 0.28 of a gram for the day so far, which is great because you want less. Cannabis costs money. The less you use, the better. Not to mention the fact that once you start getting over a ½ gram, once you start getting to 3/4, it's just too much. Okay, it begins to affect your mental function. Okay, as far as being able to do things that are relatively complex, intense, the whole thing. So keeping the cannabis use down, my goal personally, okay, is to be between 0.35 and 0.60, okay? 0.35 is probably not doable in August per se, when it's hot, when it's summer, you're active, more so than winter. When you compare August to, let's say, February, March, it's a big difference. Like this February and March, I was, I think in March it was a 0.42 average, daily average for the month. Okay? Currently, for May, I haven't done the totals, but May is going to be probably in the ballpark of probably 0.5. 0.51, 0.52 in that ballpark. So it's going to be an increase compared to my February and March figures that are basically an average daily use, taken from raw data, of course, that I maintain, such as this. Okay? So this was my cannabis use for yesterday. I'm just saying, okay? This is an example. This would be added up on the 30th with the other 30 days. You'd have an average. Okay? This has been a very helpful system. I can't recommend it enough. There are times, you're feeling, like maybe you have some pain issues, or there's some reason you feel like, hey, I need to smoke a little bit. Okay? And then you go over and you go, oh, wait a minute. I just did at 5:30, or let's say 9:30. 9:30 p.m. I did 0.05 of 29 indica dom, and it's 10:30 p.m. So what's going on? Is more cannabis going to help my symptomology, or is something more important? Like, ultimately for me, you have to take stress off your body. You have to lay down. Okay, that is a big one right there. Um, anyways, this is getting too long. 5 minutes. I highly recommend this system. I really do. It will save you money. Um, you will do less cannabis unnecessarily without realizing it. And you can manage what you're doing. I mean, really right down to the detail. Okay? So you could see on a given day, any given day, by looking at your cannabis use pattern, what's been going on with you to a degree. Okay? I mean, if it's, you know, if you're using more indica dominant at 29, well, something was going on there that you needed that. Same thing with just the total, the total usage. How much did you use during the morning? How much did you, like, if I'm, like in February, some mornings, many mornings, I don't use any in the morning until maybe 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay? You take today, let's say it's May 1st. Symptomology for me has already gone up in April. There's going to be some AM usage. You might even see a 2:45 a.m. in the morning, because if I went to bed at 9:30, I woke up at 2:30, which is common. I never sleep through the night because of this condition. And let's say I've got stuff going on. Okay, I'm feeling it. Well, I'll throw it 2:45 a.m. You can see right here. It's added to the total. There it is. So now, you have a record. You're going to notice some days there's nothing in the morning. There may be nothing in the AM, which is AM2 at 2:45. There's nothing there in the AM, or maybe there is. So this is the best way. You got to have a scale. You got to know what you're doing, how much you're doing, what you're doing, and this is the way to do it, in my opinion. Real simple. Keep a logbook, buy your cannabis stuff, and keep a log. It'll save you money. It'll save you also from being over-medicated, okay? And it'll just be able to act as a feedback. You'll get immediate feedback by reviewing this. Now, I've done similar things for other medications. Tizanidine, for example. I might keep a tally of, on the same list. It's like, this is all cannabis. But what I'll do is, if you're taking, let's say, Tylenol or Motrin, in Tizanidine, you're putting the time that you took it, the amount, and what it is. And again, at a glance, you can look and see, well, how much have I taken? Now, is it really necessary to take it? Do you need more? Do you need less? Again, it's a management tool. I mean, you can see it in front of you. When you've got data in front of you, it can help a whole lot with your decision making. Okay? It helped me a whole lot.